In this chapter, we will show you discoveries that should never have seen the light of day. Number 1. The Bowl of Gold. In 1958, archaeologists in northwestern Iran discovered a shattered bowl of gold in the charred remains of an ancient fortress called Harts or Anshan. This Iron Age fortress was near present-day Panar. The bowl was more than 3,000 years old and belonged to the royal domains of Urartu, an Iron Age kingdom in Armenia. The bowl was decorated with images of warriors, chariots, and mythological figures made of solid gold. Although very valuable in its time, it was found damaged among the ruins of Harts. Experts believe that around 800 BC, Harts was attacked by enemies who invaded the citadel during the chaos of the invasion. 3 soldiers attempted to take the golden bowl, but were trapped under the rubble as the citadel was destroyed by fire. His outstretched hands held the shattered remains of the bowl. These soldiers were not heroes, but looters who risked their lives for material gain and lost both their lives and treasure. This shattered bowl is a reminder of the dangers of looting and greed in times of war, and how it often leads to significant human and material loss. Number 2. Panda in the tomb. After the death of an emperor who lived 2,200 years ago, the remains of a giant panda were discovered near his refuge. At that time, scientists did not even suspect that these animals could have lived in China during the reign of the emperor. Many other creatures were also found near the tomb, from powerful tigers to peacocks and monkeys. Unfortunately, many of them are now threatened. Number 3. Egypt, an unusual cemetery in the ancient city on the banks of the Nile. Egypt is rewriting history. Archaeologists in Egypt found something absolutely amazing in the ancient city on the banks of the Nile, which was the cultural center of Egypt before the pyramids. An unusual cemetery was discovered. A certain doctor and her team were expecting ordinary excavations, but what they found left them amazed. Along with graves containing human remains, they discovered remains of baboons, wild cats, and even hippos. It was extraordinary because these animals are not usually found in Egypt. The most surprising thing is that, according to scientists, all of these animals were well cared for, fed, and even remained in captivity for a long time. These creatures were symbols of power and a demonstration of wealth and control over wildlife. This is one of the most surprising discoveries in Egypt. Number 4. Cleopatra, the last ruler of ancient Egypt, is often portrayed as a captivating Egyptian queen, but her lineage has Macedonian Greek roots, linking it to Ptolemy, a general in the ranks of Alexander the Great. Although her ancestry is not Egyptian, Cleopatra stands out for embracing Egyptian culture, even delving into learning the language. Her ability to merge her Greek heritage with Egyptian traditions adds complexity to her historical figure, highlighting how she navigated cultural boundaries. Cleopatra thus becomes a fascinating example of multifaceted cultural identity in history, leaving an indelible mark on the historical panorama. Number 5. New ecosystem at the bottom of the ocean. With the help of an underwater robot, a team of scientists from around the world discovered an impressive ecosystem and volcanic cavities beneath the ocean floor. Among what we once thought could not be light, dark waters and hot springs, scientists have discovered a world made possible by colorful worms, crustaceans, and even bacteria that feed on minerals instead of sunlight. The most interesting thing is that some of these creatures, such as the giant Riftia pachyptila worms, travel along the seabed, discovering new corners of their underwater home. However, scientists warn that our curiosity and desire for prey can threaten this unique world. It is important that we respect the mysterious creatures that live in the depths of the ocean. Number 6. Vampires in Poland. 17th century remains of a boy with a triangular anti-vampire lock on his leg were found at an archaeological site in Poland. Scientists believe that locals feared that this child could come to life as a vampire. In the Middle Ages in Europe, many believed in vampires and used various methods to keep the dead in the grave. The boy was only a few years old when the deceased was buried face down, as if his actions aroused fear even after death, according to the beliefs of the Middle Ages. Such burials made the sick bite the ground and pose no threat to people. Also found nearby were a group of skeletons of other children and fragments of copper objects, which were probably placed in the mouth of the deceased. Number 7. There is a widespread misconception about the height of Napoleon Bonaparte, the famous French emperor. Many believe that he was short, around 5 feet 2 inches, but this idea is based on a misunderstanding. The confusion arose because the measurement was originally recorded in French feet, which turned out to be longer than English feet. When converted to the English system, Napoleon's true height was around 5 feet 7 inches, actually above the average height of men in France in his time. The misinterpretation was further complicated by British cartoons that exaggerated his short stature, perpetuating the misconception. This common misconception about Napoleon's height highlights how prejudices and errors can become embedded in our historical narratives, underscoring the importance of questioning popular beliefs and delving into historical accounts to uncover the truth behind seemingly trivial details. Number 8. Hidden rooms of the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal in Agra, India, is famous for its beautiful Islamic architecture and romantic history, as it was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the 15th century in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. The legends about hidden chambers in the Taj Mahal and the mystery behind them are fascinating topics. Some of these legends suggest that the Taj Mahal could have been built on top of an ancient Hindu temple dedicated to Shiva, and the sealed chambers could contain evidence of this theory. Other legends speak of the possibility that Emperor Shah Jahan planned to use the Taj Mahal as his own mausoleum, and the lower chambers could have been designed to bury royalty. It is true that underground scans were carried out that confirmed the presence of a chamber behind the walls on the lower level of the Taj Mahal. However, due to the risk of damaging the historic building, these chambers remain closed to the public and their contents and purpose remain a mystery. The Taj Mahal is an impressive monument with a rich history and many associated stories and mysteries. The legends and mysteries surrounding this iconic building only add to its aura of wonder and awe. As for the hanging pillar at the Lapakshi Temple, it is a striking example of the skill and architectural knowledge of ancient Indian builders. The illusion of the pillar floating in the air without any visible support is an astonishing achievement. This pillar has endured for more than 4 centuries and remains a testament to the ingenuity and technical skill of those who designed and built it. These monuments remind us of the rich architectural and cultural heritage of India. Number 9. Canopic glasses. The mummification process of the Egyptians consisted of the extraction of the main organs and then carrying out a separate mummification process. Later, they were kept in special containers that were placed next to the mummy. We are referring to the canopic jars, a constant throughout the history of Egypt, and today they are a valuable source of information for archaeologists. They were usually closed with a flat slab since the discovery of the process, but at the beginning of the New Kingdom, the plug took the shape of the head of the deceased and of various animals. Centuries later, the head of these different vases protected the organ they contained. Additionally, it had representations of different deities. For example, Hapi had a human head and kept the liver, Imsiti had a lid in the shape of a baboon's head and kept the lungs, Duamutef with a jackal-shaped lid contained the stomach. The containers were protected in a tomb by a titular goddess such as Isis, Nephthys, Selkis and Nephthys, and had to be oriented towards one of the cardinal points, as required by the ritual. In this ancient culture there was a belief that if they were not kept well, the deceased would not revive in the afterlife. Number 10. In a discovery that could shatter our understanding of history, scientists have unearthed what they believe to be the lost tomb of Genghis Khan, hidden for centuries. The tomb's haunting contents are as enigmatic as they are terrifying, raising more questions than answers. What are the haunting artifacts inside, and how do they redefine what we thought we knew about the great Mongol conqueror? Prepare for a journey into the unknown, a revelation so shocking it has the potential to change the very essence of human understanding. Welcome to an exploration that will disrupt history and shake our foundations. This changes everything. The tomb of Genghis Khan has been an enigma throughout time, surrounded by myths and legends. The Mongol conqueror, famous for founding one of the largest empires, is said to have ordered that his final resting place be hidden and those who participated in the burial executed to keep it a secret. Stories tell how Genghis Khan diverted rivers and released wild horses to hide his tomb, making it one of the greatest historical secrets. Despite the tension between scientific research and cultural sensitivity fueled by the Mongolian belief that disturbing the tomb would bring calamity, the desire to uncover the enigma persists. Although previous attempts resulted in disappointments, the appeal of solving this mystery remains strong. Archaeologists have explored ancient texts, satellite images, and migration patterns to find clues. The recent idea that scientists could reveal this historical enigma was perceived as bold, challenging the barriers of tradition and culture. In the current era, turning our attention to the secrets of our past seems inevitable. The current revelation changes the way we view history, providing real evidence that challenges long-standing myths about Genghis Khan's tomb. This finding opens new avenues of academic research and presents a dilemma for Mongolia about how to handle international attention on a global level. It adds a shocking chapter to an ancient narrative, stripping away folklore and forcing us to confront exciting but disturbing realities. A team of archaeologists, initially in Mongolia to study ancient weather patterns, stumbled upon the site near Burkhan Khaldun Mountain, long speculated to be the tomb of Genghis Khan. The discovery, supported by advanced technologies such as ground radar, metal detectors, and drones, revealed an elaborate burial site with intricate carvings and symbols of power. The decisive moment came when deciphering inscriptions that resembled the ancient Mongolian sit, strongly indicating that it was the tomb of Genghis Khan. News of the discovery generated great excitement, promising to change historical research and challenge established narratives. However, the discovery brought with it complications. The Mongolian government was consulted at every step due to the monumental importance to the national heritage. With the media converging on the site, ethical considerations arose about excavating a place so linked to Mongolian culture and identity. The meticulous work continued for weeks with specialized scientists and local observers. Periodic revelations fueled discussions from the academic to the existential. Beyond the artifacts and historical documents, the discovery was perceived to unleash unforeseen results. Experts in linguistics, history, and anthropology were summoned, maintaining an interdisciplinary approach that never lost its amazement. They all recognized that they were part of something extraordinary, an effort that was rewriting chapters in the annals of human history. As archaeologists prepared to open Genghis Khan's tomb, anticipation was mixed with trepidation. Although they found impressive historical objects at the beginning, such as swords and armor, what they discovered next defied explanation. Among the riches, they found artifacts made from advanced materials, seemingly out of place in the 10th century. Some had inscriptions and symbols in unknown languages, executed with mechanical precision. Experts could not identify its origin or understand its meaning. Additionally, DNA testing revealed unusual genetic markers, distinct from any known lineage. This added a mysterious and complicated twist to the figure of Genghis Khan, challenging our understanding of his history. Unusual ritual elements were discovered in Genghis Khan's tomb, challenging known Mongol traditions. Ceremonial daggers, vessels with unknown compounds, and engravings on celestial bodies created an eerie atmosphere. Was Genghis Khan part of a forgotten belief, or was there something supernatural at play? One scroll displayed unknown landforms in translucent stones with intriguing properties that affected electronic devices. These findings challenged scientific categorization and our understanding of knowledge of that time. The key question: was Genghis Khan part of a more complex narrative than we thought? Reactions ranged from skepticism to fearful speculation. Some thought it was an elaborate hoax, while others considered the possibility of extraterrestrial contact. Although the most extreme theories were ruled out, the lack of definitive explanations left everyone baffled. Furthermore, the scientific data challenged the foundations of genetic and physical archaeology. DNA analysis and radiocarbon dating were used, crucial to understanding the story. However, the results did not match expectations, raising more questions than answers. DNA from the skeletal remains showed unusual markers and unexplained genetic material. Radiocarbon dating tests returned inconsistent results, with some items older than expected and others of an impossible age based on their condition. Anomalies continued with the composition of some artifacts made of materials and alloys challenging known metallurgical capabilities. Teams from various disciplines proposed theories without reaching clear conclusions, raising questions about quantum physics and possible new natural laws. This also challenged the conventional image of Genghis Khan, suggesting a more complex story with extraterrestrial influences. Nationally and internationally, Mongolia became the center of debate on cultural heritage, scientific ethics, and sovereignty. Negotiations over the tomb generated historical tensions, and the younger generation expressed opinions driving cultural and scientific changes. Bodies such as the UN and UNESCO discussed the tomb's status as World Heritage, addressing ethical and political issues at a global level. The controversy extended to archaeological ethics, possible cultural exploitation in the international market, and the intellectual property of technologies found in the tomb. In short, this complex discovery tested ethical and scientific rigor, revealing the complexities that influence our understanding of the past, present, and future.